I'm Mike Huckman at the BioBuzz Center, and I'm pleased to welcome the chair of the Biotechnology Industry Organization, Ms. Rachel King, who is also the CEO of a small publicly traded biotechnology company, GlycoMimetics. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, it's nice to have you here. What are you sensing are the big issues facing your members today? We're hearing a lot of buzz about speeding up, expediting, increasing the efficiency of research and development and clinical trials. And we're also hearing a lot about the challenges in raising money and getting support.
Yeah, well, those are the perpetual challenges for our industry, aren't they? I think there's a lot of optimism here at the convention, and a lot of good reason for optimism. You know, we had the Jobs Act that passed recently, and you can see the success as a result of that with the number of companies that have gone public, including ours. And so I think that the financing coming into the industry has been a huge force for good, because it enables us now finally to really invest in our programs and start to plan and really look to the future. I think there's also good reason for optimism on the regulatory front. There's been some important changes as a result of the last PDUFA reform and FDASIA that were recently passed, in particular around some of the expedited review processes like breakthrough therapy. And I think we're beginning to see some flexibility on the part of FDA as they look to how to get really innovative drugs faster to the people who can benefit from them. You know, we and the FDA both share that goal, and I think we really are aligned in that objective. So working together to try to find more streamlined ways to get to approved drugs. So I think that, combined with the improved financing climate, really is positive for our members.
What about, Ms. King, on the legislative side? For example, your CFO wrote a column in the BioBuzz Daily here at the Bio Convention saying more needs to be done on Capitol Hill.
Yeah, Brian did testify before Congress on that, and I think, again, it's basically building on the success of the Jobs Act. Now we're asking ourselves, what else could be done legislatively to really ease the burden of operating as a public company and to make it more feasible, more beneficial for our members to be public? Because when we are public, we're able to raise more funds more rapidly. There's greater access to capital, and again, you know, gives us more opportunity to fuel the development of the drugs that we think are so important. So I think we're going to continue to look for opportunities now beyond the Jobs Act on some more specific details around compliance with Sarbanes-Oxley, around easing compliance burdens and looking at tick size modifications and things like that. But in the general framework of what can we do to continue to make the public market environment more amenable to our members.
Ms. King, though, on the challenge side, as you know, there have been a couple of high-profile case studies recently where patients and their loved ones and their friends have taken to social media and waged fairly aggressive campaigns to get access to experimental, not yet approved treatments and medications. I don't think this issue is going away. How does the industry approach it? You run a company that is still in the developmental stage, so I would imagine this is something that you've got to get your head and arms around as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. The issue of expanded access or compassionate use, it's not going away. And I think it's a real challenge, and these are heart-wrenching decisions when companies have to decide what to do with the limited drug supply that we have, because I think in the end, we and the patients and the regulators, we all want to get breakthrough drugs or improved drugs to patients as quickly as we possibly can. And there are a lot of complications around the clinical development process that make those decisions particularly difficult, but I agree that that's where we want to get. So whether it's different ways that we approach compassionate use programs, or whether it's through novel expedited review procedures that enable us to get drugs to patients faster, I think I completely agree that we and the patient community are very much aligned in wanting to make our drugs available to the people who could benefit from them. And we do still have improvements I'm sure we could make in terms of how we do that.
Rachel King, the CEO of GlycoMimetics and the chair of the Biotechnology Industry Organization. And just to put a button on our discussion, getting back to what you said about the Jobs Act, 80 IPOs in the 2 years following the passage of the Jobs Act, more than double the number of IPOs in the 2 years prior to the Jobs Act.
It's been a great benefit for the industry, and it's really exciting. I mean, in our case, what that means is we have the funds now to plan and to bring more programs into the clinic, and it's really been transformative to our company to be able to get public. So we're really excited about that, and I'm sure you'd hear that from a lot of other CEOs. It's been a great benefit to a lot of our members.
Thanks for joining us at the BioBuzz Center.